Point. Starting at some point, yay, it has started. So hey YouTube, this here is AJ Rody. I just came back from my vacation, and so I have not had a chance. I just am in the process of unpacking, and I thought I'd just give you a quick update. There's something I wanted to mention. I had a real highlight in my break. But I think this is an important thing, especially for all the fans out there, to all these different celebrities, not just YouTube celebrities, but just celebrities in general. I just wanted to give this moment, this little quick story to kind of help you. And again, I hope that the person I ran into didn't get too much flack from all of the, looky-loos. But I was in, on my vacation, I was in a city, and I was at the entrance to the city, and I just happened to see a very famous, not a YouTube personality, but a person who is from the big, big superstardom. Had gone to get a cup of coffee. Well, the first thing I thought to myself was, "Gee, this person must, must be a very good cup of coffee in order to have this person risk being seen and going through what the famous people have to deal with because their lives are basically like a fishbowl." And the way it went down was, I saw her. She was coming out and she was checking her purse because she was leaving. And I was like, oh my goodness, that is that person. And so when my eyes met hers, I was smiling like a dumbass, like a goofball. I was smiling like a goofball, and I just did a little wave. And then she looked at me, and then she recognized that I recognized who she was, and she was like, so she did, you gave her this trademark, smirk, and said hi, and I said, hi, ma'am, I hope you have a good day. The thing that I read from that was there was actually a moment where it seemed like there was gratitude from this individual who the life is being in the spotlight. And I think sometimes, especially the famous people, at least that's the way I look at it, is the famous people, they live their lives under a spotlight. They live their lives in this way where they oftentimes don't feel like a normal human being, and sometimes they just want to be one of us. And if they ever have that way, especially the paparazzi, they're never given any rest. And I think to myself, let these people just live their lives. If you run into one of them, do your best to try and just be a normal person. It's hard to do, let me tell you, because when you see somebody who you've seen on billboards in foreign countries, in person and live, first of all, way prettier than she looks like in pictures. So I was just like, wow, this is amazing. And second, it's just this is a person who is risking going out into public to be just a person, be a part of the world for a minute. And so the last thing I would want to do to that person that I'm like fangirling over at the moment is to make her feel uncomfortable or undesired, or like part of that part, that thing that she was trying to get away from for like just a minute, just to be a normal person. And so if you do run into celebrity, do your very best to try and let them just, if don't demand things of them, you know, give them the opportunity, especially if they seem like they're just trying to, do laundry or go to a restaurant or do something like that. Give them a little space. Just you'll be amazed at how much a person will appreciate you just letting them do what it is they wanted to do. So that was, I mean, for me, it was an exciting thing to run into this person and to recognize them and to be like, wow, this is amazing. But at the same time, I could also tell that there was fear that I was going to be like, oh, no, 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 because this person, bless their heart, was just trying to get a cup of coffee. And if that person needs to go out and get a cup of coffee and a donut, dude, go get your cup of coffee and donut and let me do my very best not to freak out when I see you. I just, I was proud of myself that I was able to pull it off, honestly, because it is very difficult when you see somebody that famous not to be, and they understand that. And it's just, and I guess that's why the person was grateful, was because for that moment, I was trying to let them go and not become this person back in the globe, back in the bubble of the spotlight, because I can see that that would wear on you after a while. And so, in my opinion, if I was ever have a friend that was famous like that, I would say, look, I understand you're famous, and every once in a while you're gonna have people fangirl you, whether you want to or not. But if I can help you not be, that is probably one of the best gifts I can give to a famous person, is not make them in that spotlight, especially when they don't want to be. Now, if they want to be, that's one thing, but when they don't want to be, give them that moment, let them go on their way, be respectful of their needs to be just a human being for that moment, or at least try to. Um, that's all I have to say about that. And again, this is an empathetic thing. I am in no way, shape, or form that level of famous, or hopefully I will never be. But I have to say, I understand that feeling of wanting to just be a part of the scenery, be a part of the world. And I guess only famous people would have that experience, but also people who, have lived in small communities where all your business is out there, and all your business is under a microscope. Because I come from a small community, so I understand that, you know, my neighbor knows my business, I know their business, not in a bad way, but I understand. I know basically everything's going on in their house and everything like that, and all their personal business, because we're so closely together. And in a way, fame is like that. At least in my opinion, fame is being in that spotlight all over the world. So you're always going to be like gawked at and looked at, and you have to deal with that because that's part of your job. But there are times that I can totally understand where you want to get away from that stuff and have a moment just to, be normal, to feel like a person. And that's something that we, as, patrons of you, so to speak, need to recognize and empathize with. And hopefully that's something that we, as our fan base, the fan bases, will finally, hopefully, if you do ever watch this, I hope you understand it. I'm trying not. I'm not trying to call you out for fame purposes. I've never said. I didn't say the person's name on purpose. But the reason why I'm saying this is, I had that aha moment where it was like, bless your heart. I just wanted. You're just amazing, but at the same time, I don't want to ruin your moment of being just a normal person for a minute. So that was neat. Well, it's already 8 minutes, so I'm gonna shut off. But I wanted to put that in here, put the word out on the waves. If somebody ever were to watch this and understand that, I feel you for what it's worth, and hopefully I didn't cause too much of a scene for you. Because I can understand that you needed that moment. I hope you had a good one, and I hope you had a good day. I hope you guys have a good day. So we'll see you next time. I can turn this thing off now.